How you doing, Jen?
Dina!
Hi, Dina.
Hi, guys. I gotta figure out my lighting. This is, oh, I can see myself now. Oh.
Oh, Danny, looky. My kitty can talk.
Oh,
This is Ginger.
I'm just finishing my dinner. Sorry.
This is my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Hi, Kelly.
Okay. I'm gonna move over to a better spot.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Kelly's got her microphone turned off. Oh, there you are. Hi,
Oh,
Kelly.
Can you hear me
Hi,
now?
Vivian. Yep.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, Dina.
Look at how cute you are in your little sweater.
I have my Stampin' Up! Sweater on, and I have a little story while we're getting ready. So today, Kathy and I went and got our nails done. Oh, yep, there's my little Santa.
Oh.
And I was sitting next to a lady, and this is on my sleeve, and she said, "Are you Stampin' Up?" So it's kind of funny. So logo wear. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
It was kind of cute.
Wait.
What else do we have here? Sherry and Vivian and Deb. Hi, Andy.
Hello, Doctor.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's what she said.
Now my life is complete.
That, in a nutshell, is my husband.
Hi, husband. That's funny.
I need them out. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm going to mute everybody.
Radio on or a TV or something?
Yeah, mute everybody, Dina. That's fine.
Maybe mute. Who else is on here? Vivian's on here. Sherry's on here.
Hi, Carrie.
Harry's on here. And I think, is that everybody? Okay. So should we kind of talked about this, Barb and Kelly, but should we talk first and then have everybody talk, or?
Yes.
Kathy. Uh-huh. I like seeing your smiles. That's so nice. By the way, Kathy, were you the one who made that little calendar? Okay. I asked you this question and you can't answer. I'm drunk with muting power. Okay, so shall I start? Who wants to start?
Go
It
ahead.
doesn't matter. Eeny,
No.
meeny, miny, mo, you're it.
Okay. All right, girls. Well, tonight is the last night of the online extravaganza. Who's excited that it's over? I've been answering lots of questions about why people can't order stuff and why it's discontinued when it's not really discontinued, or why would they discontinue this item? So that's been kind of fun. So I'm excited that that is going to be done. All right. So this week is actually a really important week as far as your business is concerned. And the reason is because we're talking about funnel events. And those are events that bring new people into your business, which is, of course, how you find new customers. And we have talked about this we talked a little bit about it in our last call, but it's really important because this is how you can grow your business. And it's so important if you want to earn money that you're constantly finding ways to bring new people in to what it is that you do. And depending on how your business is run, this can look a lot of different ways. For instance, in my case, as being an online demonstrator, I'm bringing new people into my business by doing Facebook Lives on a very consistent basis. I almost never skip them. In fact, I even did one about a month ago, where I had hurt my arm and could hardly move it, my shoulder. And I still did that Facebook Live because I was determined not to miss out. And I knew that I was going to miss one coming up. Because we were going to be at Onstage. So I was really determined to make sure that I kept that going. And the nice thing is it gave me a good excuse to be quick. But really important. And part of building your customer base is having that skeleton calendar, which we've talked about. So hopefully you've figured that out and you have events on your calendar so that you know what is going on. Okay, I just all of a sudden was looking to make sure that it was recording. Oh, phew, it is. So for me, online, a Facebook Live is how I get a lot of people. And one of the things I do is I ask people to share my video so that their friends can see my video. And that's very effective at getting new people. And to encourage that, I will give away a prize. Right now I use stamp sets because I get free merchandise, from putting orders in for my classes, from my host code, different ways I get free stuff. But actually a very effective gift is handmade cards. Give away the cards that you made in your Facebook Live. People love getting happy mail, and cards are a great thing to give away. And I'm pretty sure y'all have some cards sitting around on hand somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Maybe?
One or two.
Just, a couple. And they can be whatever. So now I will tell you, this is a secret. Don't let it out. I only give prizes to my customers. Okay, so I don't actually write every single person's name down. I don't actually put them all in a bucket, and I don't actually draw them. That would take forever, and I don't have that kind of time. So what I do instead is I look at somebody who's ordered from me a lot, or somebody I do occasionally give them away to people that I don't know, but I want to reward somebody who is doing business with me. I also get a lot of demonstrators who watch me, and I am not going to send a stamp set to another demonstrator unless they're on my team, or I would probably send one to one of you guys if you came up in my list who aren't on my team, but on Kelly or Barb's team. But I'm not sending gifts to people who aren't going to do anything for me. I'm just saying that. Now, I will say, when I do drawings, like at my team meetings, those are legit drawings. Your names are actually in the basket, and I'm actually picking them out of the basket, just for full disclosure. But as far as my Facebook Live drawings for my business those are hand-selected people. And I actually keep a list because one time I gave the same lady a gift twice in a row. Oops. So then I started writing them down. But anyway, and she's a really good customer, so she still deserved it. But I think it's really important to ask for help, by the way. And if you're doing in-person events, the best, most powerful way, and we've talked about this, is to ask people to bring a friend to your event. That is a huge way I've gotten new customers over the years. Please bring a friend. And the nice part about that, of course, is that people are more comfortable coming to your house if they're not coming to your house alone, or they're more comfortable coming to your event if they're not doing it by themselves. It's more fun to do something with your friend, so that's a really great way to do it. Now, on our training, I printed it out just so I could have it in front of me while we're talking. We talk about all these things. One of the best ways to get new customers outside of the bring a friend is to go to a craft fair. And craft fairs are in full swing right now. This is the best time of year for craft fairs. And there's probably some you can't get into because of the timing, but I'm sure there's some you still can get into. Google that, look for craft shows in your area. Some can be very expensive, some can be very inexpensive, so it just kind of depends. In my town, I did one that it was put on by a company, so the booth was pretty expensive. It was like $350, and at the time that was a lot of money to put out when I had no idea what I was going to get for it. So I brought all of those cards I had sitting around. I sold enough cards to cover my booth fee, thank goodness. And then I also got lots and lots of contacts. I know so many people have been so successful at this. Tara, who's on my team, who's as cute as a button, she does craft fairs, and she's been getting lots and lots of contact information. Now, the most important part of that event is to collect their information. And the easiest way to do that is by having a door prize drawing. And no matter what event you're doing, whether it's a craft fair, a class, a workshop, you always want to have that door prize drawing form to fill out so that people can give you their information. And there's one in the printing place on Stampin' Up. And then you can also find out how interested they are in you. Some people will fill it out simply for the prize, to be entered into the prize. But a lot of people will fill it out and say that they're interested in hosting a workshop, or they're interested in coming to classes. Whatever it is, you want to make sure you know what level of interest they're at. If they want nothing to do with you, you don't want to put them on your list, because you don't want to send money, or you don't want to invest money in sending them catalogs or postcards about your upcoming events or whatever. So it's really important to collect that information. In fact, I was reminded of that this week. So Kelly and I trained with Rhonda Wade, and on our call this week, she talked about handing out catalogs. So we're about to, next week, I guess, we can pre-order catalogs. And by the end of this week, we can select who we're going to send catalogs to through the mailing selector with Stampin' Up. So any catalog that you hand out, it cannot leave your possession without them giving you their contact information. If they want the catalog, they've got to give you your information. And that is the only way you can follow up with them and make sure that you can say, "Oh, Susie, how did you like that catalog? Were you interested in coming to my next event? Or would you like to place an order?" You gotta call in. Hi, Tara. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. She's like, "What?" Can you hear us, Tara? What? Did you guys know there's a little chat feature on here? I just typed something. I don't know if she'll see it or not, but okay. So that door prize is really, really important.
Dina,
yeah.
Can you tell Tara that if she hovers over her picture, she's going to find 3 little dots that'll help her unmute herself or give her sound. Are you in? Okay, never mind.
It's really funny when you're looking at the screen and she's just like, all right. Now, for those of you who do collect those door prize drawing forms, that is how you can start building your customer list. And we talked about that last time, about growing your customer list. And they are so it's so helpful to have somebody to be writing emails to. I know in this past week, I have contacted my customers more than average, which is 3 different times, actually 4. One time was to announce the online extravaganza sale, and then 3 more times, 1 email for each of the 3 days of the different sales. And so I sent out a lot of emails. I don't like sending that many, but it was very effective. It was the sheriff.
The sheriff.
I don't like sending out that many emails because I don't want to spam my customers, but everybody, how many emails did you guys get from places in this last week? I mean, dozens and dozens. Origami Owl sent me 5 emails in 1 day.
Like half an hour, 45 minutes.
And I don't know what did I do to get on that list? I don't know. But I did unsubscribe from that one. Okay. Another really good way to promote your business is by partnering with another business. So for instance, a real popular version of that is like coffee in a card. And that would be going to a local coffee shop and asking if you can hold an event there. And what's great about that is they will help you advertise typically. And then there's lots of different ways you can arrange it. Maybe there's a flat fee and you guys split it, the coffee house and then you. It just kind of depends. But that can be a really effective way. I know lots of people who do that. The nice thing is that can be really flexible as far as time is concerned as well. So, what do you guys have to add to that? Kelly?
Okay. So Kathy and I had lunch today, and we were talking about, we have a new little coffee place in Menasha here, and we were talking about that, and she was asking for some pointers on that. And as far as charging a flat fee, I told her that when she goes in and approaches the people that I would not talk about any type of fee whatsoever, because you want to try to get a free location, right? A fee is not out of the question, but I told her to approach it more that I'm going to bring traffic into your cafe, and it's going to be a good thing for both of us. So that's kind of the way that I told her to go about that. So how many of you advertised for the sale this week? Tara's husband was in there too. Should I call Steven? Because he's just...
Yes.
How many of you advertised for the sale this week? Mm-hmm. So if you want to build a business, you need to get the advertising out. That is first and foremost. And one of the big things is you need to advertise 3 times for every single thing. Like an event especially, you need to advertise 3 times for those at various times. I like to do I'll do a 6 a.m. on my Facebook pages, and then maybe in a day or 2, I'll do a 6 p.m. I kind of try to change it around because people are coming onto Facebook at various times of the day. So I'm trying to get all those people, but you need to advertise 3 times. So if you're here to build a business, then you have to start building a business, and advertising, stamping up sales is that's huge. You need to be doing that to get things rolling, whether you do advertisements on your Facebook pages, whether you have a newsletter service and do it that way, or whether you just attach a flyer to an email and send it out to your friends and family. You need to be advertising. That's super, super important. So I went over the list of week 4, our call to action list, and of those things, here's what I did this week. I posted my cards to 12 different Facebook groups. That is great advertising. I did a Facebook Live this week. I have made and uploaded 12 videos, and I have 2 more to go this week. I also ask my YouTube subscribers to share my videos. I don't know how much good that does, but it certainly can't hurt anything. I boosted a Facebook post for my Facebook Live. I sent out 3 different emails, each with a link for every day of the different sales that we had this week. I also posted those on my blog with a pretty card each day, so that it wasn't just like, oh, here's a sale, but I also had a pretty card with a free downloadable sheet. And one of the things, you guys, if you're not involved in the virtual swap that we have for our teams, that's where I'm getting those pretty cards and the free download for them. You contribute 1 card a month, photographs, and you type up a project sheet that we have a template for. And then you get to pull from all the other projects that are posted by everybody else. This is a great way to show your customers lots of different styles, techniques, product. You can send one out every week in an email and say, I just wanted to share this card with you. But again, you're making contact, you're showing consistency, you're earning their trust. The other thing that I do is every day, if I have a blog post and it's an original card, like I created it, I post it to Pinterest, to a whole bunch of different groups on Pinterest. So I'm doing tons of advertising every day. I have been doing that very consistently for probably the last 2 years, and I've been a demonstrator for almost 15 years. For the last 2 years, very, very consistently. And I can say that I am now moving into the realm of being an online demonstrator, and my business is exploding right now. So consistency. You have to keep at those things. I have my schedule. I get up in the morning and I am taking my blog post to my Facebook private pages. Then I take it to all the public pages and I share it with them. I have gotten so many new customers from that. I can't even tell you how huge that is. I'm doing that every day. Then I go in and I post everything to Pinterest. And then I go in and read my emails and whatever else may come about my day. But every day I get up and that's what I do. I am advertising. I am smearing myself all over the internet. And so as far as going through the list that was provided for this week's training, you need to pick and choose the items that you're going to concentrate on. And I have always taught my gals that you pick one item and you get really good at it. You make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing. So if you're going to promote Paper Pumpkin, let's say, you promote Paper Pumpkin, you get familiar with it, you understand it, you continue to promote it, you make different projects with the kits, you get comfortable with that before now you start posting to Facebook pages and you get comfortable doing that and you just stick with one thing at a time. So that's my week. That's what I've done so far this week to continue to funnel new customers into my business. Barbara?
I have done some of the same things as Kelly. I did post about the sale all over my blog and the groups that I run on Facebook so that everybody would know, what's going on with the sale. And like Kelly on my blog posts, I also added a pretty card that I did get from another virtual group that I'm in. Just so like she said, it's not just an ad being thrown in their face all the time. And then today on my Facebook groups, I have a VIP page and I have a business page. This morning I sat there and did like a post every half an hour with a service called Cinch Share, which means you can schedule Facebook postings like months and months in advance. So I just scheduled them to go every half an hour till 1 o'clock this afternoon, just saying, okay, did you know that we have adhesives on sale today? Did you know that we have all the markers on sale today? Did you know that this particular die set's on sale? And when I said that, I went back through my own photo log on my computer and I added cards with that, not necessarily the adhesives, but like I spotlighted the dragonfly dies that were on sale today. And so I went back through and pulled out 4 or 5 of my cards that had the dragonfly dies, and I threw those in my post as well. So they were so I was letting them know, hey, if you didn't know, this cool set's on sale, and then here's some cards that I made with it. So I was hoping that would spark some orders. I have gotten a few since I did all that work. It probably took me maybe 45 minutes, and I did schedule about 9 of those types of posts. So I think it was pretty good. Like I said, I did it on Facebook. On my blog, I did not do that on my blog. I try to only post once a day on my blog because my blog feeds do go into people's emails, and I don't want to flood somebody's email with multiple blog posts in a day because, like Dina kind of said about the origami owl, if you get too many of those things, you piss people off and they're going to unsubscribe because they don't want in their inboxes to be full of that kind of stuff. So I try to only post on my blog once a day. I did do a video today, and I'm going to be posting that on my blog tomorrow. I've scheduled my open house for the Occasions catalog. It's going to be that second weekend in January, so I can make sure I have all my swap cards back. I created 2 swap cards today, and I'm going to work on those this weekend when I'm out of town. So I'm hoping that that will be a good way to get my customers when they get here. Hopefully I'm going to do the bring a friend thing. If they bring a friend, we're going to get to pick some cards out of my stash because, like we all have talked about, I've got lots of cards and I want to get rid of some of them because I'm one person. I don't know that many people that I could send out, 1,000 cards in a year. So I have a few extras. What else? I'm back doing my Facebook Lives. I took the summer off. I had a lot of problems with my mom and getting her into an assisted living facility, and that is finally done. I got to knock on something because the minute I say that, they're going to call me and say she fell down again. But she's in there, and so I'm changing my time. I was doing Wednesday mornings. I didn't really have a lot of engagement at that time, so I'm changing it. I'm going Thursday nights now. So I'll be Facebook Living tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, if you guys care. What else? Kelly did mention doing sponsored ads on Facebook. I have tried that in the past. I don't really know if it was worth the money. You can set it to be, I want to spend $20. I want to spend $50. I want to spend $100. You tell Facebook how much you want to spend, and then they somehow with their algorithms, then they throw your stuff out there for that amount of money. So I've done a couple of $20 deals over the past year or so, and I honestly can't say whether it got me anything or not because I don't know how you gauge somebody seeing that on Facebook, translating them into a customer. I don't know unless I think Kelly does this sometimes. When she gets a new customer, she does ask them where they came from. So then she can track that. So I haven't done that. That's a really good idea. So I may have to start doing that when I get some new customers. Ask them how they found me. So I think that would be helpful to know. So I also do a little bit of the sharing on Facebook. I'm not as diligent as Kelly. She's my hero, rock star girlfriend. But I try when I do post something new like that I created on my blog. I do try to smear it all over the place. Lack of a better word. And then the posting on Pinterest, there are apps out there that you can get on your computer that will kind of do that for you. You can tell it to pin all this stuff, and then it will throw it into a queue, and it will throw it out there at random times for you. So you don't have to constantly be, you need to pin this, and I've got to go back and pin this, and I've got to pin this. If you just pin all your blog posts at one time, and I try to do it once a week, then it will smear it out there for me sporadically. So it looks like I'm posting to Pinterest a lot, and I'm not really. So, and that's all I've done.
Tailwind is the software that we use for the Pinterest posting. And I can say that because I do ask new customers, where did you find me? The majority of my customers are coming from Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. I have to say YouTube is probably the biggest where I get new customers from. But they're coming from all 3 locations. And when you talk about boosting your Facebook pages, are your new customers really coming from that? Because I am doing so many things to splash myself all over social media, it's hard to tell. But we train with Rhonda, and Rhonda has a budget set, and she boosts posts every single week. I don't do it every week, but I do boost posts, and I usually set a $10 to $20 budget for Facebook to throw me out there. And then they give you all the analytics for it, and they tell you how many people it reached, how many people clicked through, and all this other information that you can read if you want. It doesn't mean a lot to me because I just want to see customers coming in. So, but Yeah, is it really working? I don't know. Rhonda said it does. So it's a budget that you can put in place. And you can do $5 too, I think. You can do whatever works for you. Anywho.
So I'll talk about that a little. I've boosted quite a few posts over the last several years, and I know certain posts get way more views than other posts, and it just kind of depends on what it is. A lot of the first boosted posts that I did were things that I was trying to get my online class business going. So I was targeting my audience to be, and you can put in specific keywords for them to look at, like paper crafting, rubber stamping, Stampin' Up. Sometimes I don't use Stampin' Up though, because what I find is when I use Stampin' Up, every single demonstrator has Stampin' Up in her profile on Facebook. And I would rather get a paper crafter and find people who aren't necessarily already ingrained into Stampin' Up. But I found it was very effective in helping me find new customers for my online class. Now, if you're boosting just a post, say, of a card you made, that's a different type of post. And so what you're tracking there is, are they going to your blog or are they liking your Facebook page? And I always see increases in the likes or the follows of my Facebook page after I boost a post, but it really can vary. Another thing I've done is when we go on our trips, for instance, I always have some kind of special that's going on, and I like to boost that post. And there again, I think it's relatively effective in finding new people because I do get new orders. But depending on what you're boosting, you're going to get different results. Rhonda says she boosts her Facebook Live at least once a month. And there again, I think that's another good way to get more people to just see you. And like Kelly said, we do so many different things, but I will say the number one place I find new people is through YouTube. Now that's all wonderful if you're doing YouTube videos, but if you're not, and I know not all of you are, then that doesn't totally matter. If you want to run an online business, you have to be doing videos. There's just no other possibility. That's where you're going to get new people from. But I know not all of you want to do that. So let's talk a little bit about ways to get new customers if you're not running an online business. Again, the things on this list are very, very helpful for you. And like Kelly said, pick one, maybe two, because obviously craft fairs are kind of their own thing. Again, very effective, but then maybe look at what else on that list could you do on a regular basis. So if it's not videos, if it's not craft fairs, let's see what you can do. I know Diana is a gal on my team, and she did, and we talked about this before, she did Nextdoor, which is like, I guess it's an app. I don't know what it is. I think it's an app for neighborhoods, and she posts, or she saw somebody ask if anybody did Stampin' Up! Classes, and she was one of my hobbyists who just was ordering for her own discount, and nobody answered that question. So she answered it and said, well, I guess I could. She has like 3 full classes each month because of this app. So that really worked out. Another one, I don't think I have it on my list, but another one, I've not done this myself, but I know many who have, which is an app called Meetup. And that app also, now that one's a little tricky because I think they have pretty specific rules about selling on there, but you can meet people who are interested in things that you're interested in. So you could schedule a meetup, and that might be a great way to just kind of introduce people to what you're doing. Maybe you offer a free make and take somewhere or something like that. Another one, and I can't remember if I have this on here, is going to the library and offering a class through the library. Again, that's one where you have to be a little careful on selling because they may or may not have rules about what you can and can't do. But all of those are just designed to partner with the app or the library or the coffee place to help bring in new people. Okay, so I think what we want to do now is we're going to have each of you tell us what it is that you did this past week and what you want to accomplish this next week. Are you guys ready? I'll start. Okay, so this week I did all the marketing for the online extravaganza. I had my Facebook Live. I had my conference call tonight on Zoom. And I am planning my projects for my big downline event, which is in about a week and a half. And then I'm also trying to plan my swaps so that I have lots of samples for my customers when that new catalog goes live. And then my usual blog and social media stuff. And just like Kelly and Barb, I included a card idea in each of my emails so that people had another reason besides my shameless promotion of that sale to look at the email. There was a cute card in there. And I know people do comment that they like getting those tutorials, so it's really a great thing. And I love being a part of that virtual swap because, let's see, Sherry, I used your card on one day, and I believe Kathy, I used your card on another day. And so I love having those projects to include in those videos. It's so helpful. Oh, Denise, I used your card too. She has good cards. I love them. So it's really helpful to have that access to that stuff so you don't have to do the whole thing yourself. You'd never get anything accomplished if you had to do it all on your own. So so that's what I've got coming up, and I'm excited about, oh, I know this is really important. In fact, I need to write this down again. I need to finalize my mailing selector for those catalogs. And that is going to end.
I scheduled it on my phone so I don't forget to do it. So I've got an alarm that's going to go off.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So the mailing, November always sneaks up on me because there's only 30 days. And so the mailing selector has to be complete by Friday night. So don't forget. I have sometimes done mailing selector and sometimes I've mailed my catalogs out on my own. Because I don't have as much help here where I live now as I used to, I'm going to have Stampin' Up! Mail my catalogs, and then I'm going to put something in the mail in an envelope, you know, additionally with, I will do a product share and maybe some of my upcoming classes and you know, just like a, hey, thanks for being my customer. What I do include with that is a Christmas card. And so all year long, I save up my Christmas cards, and that way I have tons ready to go for this. And so so I have like a nice little message in there that I just photocopy, but I do sign every single one of them, and with my actual name on there. And I think that is a good thing to send out to everybody. So it will say, you should have received a catalog from Stampin' Up! From me. If you didn't get yours, please let me know. I know Barb does that. Do you do that, Kelly?
I don't.
Okay. So, but you do use the mailing selector. I know both you guys do. So,
yep.
All right. So who's ready to go next? Oh, wait. Kathy, I nominate you. You're unmuted. The floor is yours.
Okay, so I did promote the online extravaganza through Facebook, and I even did I scheduled it where you can schedule posts on Facebook, and I love that, and I want to do that more. So this week I am going to sit down and I'm going to try to do at least 3 scheduled posts on Facebook to get really good at that so I can move on to my next thing. So I did that, and I promoted also through email, and I did receive today, I got 2 more orders, and I got 1 yesterday. So I did get a total of 3 of them. So that's what I've accomplished. And this week I am going to work on getting all my designs for my bundle swaps for the next couple of months and just get them at least prepared and ready to go. My office is going to be under construction in a few weeks. So I want to get a jump start on all that. And then also this weekend, I want to finalize, get date and everything for my catalog launch party in January. So I did watch Barb's video today that she did from her party thing that she had. I loved your setup with all your displays. I have a lot of notes that I want to do to really make it great. So that really helps. So that's what I plan on doing.
Good job.
Yay. Good job, Kathy.
Thank you.
So thank you for bringing up the point of the video this week. Barb did an amazing job on that video. And I loved that she shared that open house setup because I think it's so nice to see how other people set things up like that kind of an event. And also, you don't have to have a special fancy space for it. You just put it where it works for you. And people, I think people like that too, because then they think, oh, well, I have a laundry room we could walk through and have a table. we could set our stuff out, you know. So one thing I think that is helpful with that is when people think, when they can put themselves in your place as the demonstrator, that's a great recruiting tool. Even if you're not talking about it, they might just be thinking to themselves, oh, well, I could probably do this. You know, that's doable.
It's nothing special. It's all about the product and the cards. It's not about the space. Exactly.
So one more thing, Kathy, how are you going to advertise your catalog launch party?
Facebook. I'm going to have it on Facebook. I'm going to email, and I also going to hang flyers throughout, you know, like at the grocery store and different areas.
Ooh.
Can I also suggest Craigslist?
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
And look into this Nextdoor app. That sounds very intriguing.
Yep, I do want to check into that.
And the buy, sell, trade on Facebook for your area.
Are you doing this at your house, Kathy?
Well, I'm debating. I'm going to try, and if not, where my son works, they have a really nice party room there, and I've held a couple classes there, and it's very big and open. It just depends upon when my Mr. Miller, what his schedule is like.
I was just thinking of Kelly mentioning putting it on Craigslist. I don't know as though I'd want to put.
Not at your house.
Not at your house.
No, I'm hoping that I can get it at where my son works. That's my goal for that.
Good.
Okay. Good
All right.
job. All right. Next up, I've got Sherry.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, this week I did a YouTube video, and I'm trying to be more consistent on doing those. Try to get 1 to 2 a week, but then you've got to post it on your blog, and then you got to put it on Facebook. It's a lot of stuff. It takes a lot of time to do that, but I want to be more consistent doing that. I got a customer that bought all the Snowflake Showcase stuff, except, of course, for the paper. So, and I fixed 2 little card kits to send to her with a thank you card, with some cards I made using the Happiness Surrounds and the Snow is Glistening. I've been everywhere I go, to the bank and go to restaurants. I've been bringing up that I make cards, and I've been passing my cards out and catalogs. You know, would you like me to bring you back a catalog? And they usually say yes, the ones I've been talking to.
Nice.
But that's pretty much, it's hard to do a lot. It takes a lot of time doing that. I'm traveling back and forth to where my parents live. They live 2 hours away. My dad's not too well, and so that takes a lot of time because we go every week and we'll spend the night or two. But I live in a small town that we just moved here about a year ago, and I don't know a lot of people. I don't know. So I have some friends. Oh, I have a friend that I talked to this week that is scheduled a workshop. My very first one.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm a little scared because I don't really know what to do, but we'll just wing it. I think I'm going to focus on kits. I think, that way they can see everything comes together. I think it's the soft sayings kit. I think he was interested in seeing that one, and the simple stamping stuff. I've been trying to think about ideas of doing the hashtag simple stamping or whatever that is, because they need note cards. They have, I watched Barb's thing today. It was really nice. And I really liked I like that little display thing that you got your cards on. That's pretty cool. But where did I go? What was I focused on? Anyhow, I've got a workshop planned, and then I have two other friends that live in the town that I was living in that want to host parties. So we'll see how that goes. But I was thinking of trying to approach the library here. It's a very small town, and I don't know if they're, would be interested in doing anything like that, and how that would work. But I would like to try to maybe see if there is some kind of Nextdoor app.
Sherry, I've done an event at our local library here, and I don't know about where you're at, but libraries can tend to be a little different. What they did was they asked me how much I needed per person, and I said like $5. So the library actually paid me $5 per person. I had a really good turnout, and it was a stamping event one evening during the middle of the week, and a whole bunch of people came to it, and I think they each made 3 cards is what I had available for them, and I set this card at this table, and this card at this table, and this card at this table, and when everybody got there, I just showed them how to make this one, how to make this one, and how to make this one, and they get to do it at their leisure, so they're not rushed. And I did have good success with that. I had one lady join my stamp club. I had another lady that did a workshop. I had a couple people that came to a few events after the library thing, so it was beneficial, but you want to make sure you keep things very simple. And I highly recommend that you don't use many ink colors per project, because you can get your ink pads ruined with people who have never stamped before, especially. Keep it simple.
Okay, thank you. That's good. All right, I think that's about it. Thanks, Kelly.
All right. So Sherry, your job is to follow up with your 2 friends in your old town and let us know what happens at the library. Okay?
All right.
All right. Next up, I've got Jerry.
Hi.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi. Well, I've been doing my live videos on YouTube. Sorry, I've got a cold. Yeah. So anyways, I've done that. I've done flyers and added my business cards where I've dropped them off at doctor's appointments, in their lobbies, around the different tables. I have noticed people picking them up and looking at them. I don't want to look so suspicious that, seeing actually what they're doing, but I've done that. I'm in the process of moving, so I'm going to be reorganizing and organizing, and trying to get more followers on my videos as I go, as I advertise. I've also advertised on online selling sites, putting myself out there. I plan to get with the elementary school right across the street and talking to the teachers and stuff about doing a class or demonstration.
Sherry, can I make a suggestion? If you're going to go talk to the school, a really good idea to do with schools is to offer up a fundraiser. And you'll have to, figure out all the logistics for that, but it's something to get some new customers. Is you could offer a fundraiser where you're going to donate your 20% instant income to whatever their cause is. And you can have a little stamping class with the kids. The parents can place orders, so on and so forth. But I've done fundraisers at schools before too.
Oh, okay.
And I'll look because I might have a document that I've made up on that someplace. And that is a great idea for doing fundraisers because it doesn't cost you anything, but you can get sales and more exposure and more people interested in you that way. Another thing I would recommend is just talking to people you know and saying, hey, would you be willing to host a workshop for me? That is the most basic way to get started, is talk to a friend and say, hey, would you help me out by hosting a workshop? I'm trying to get my Stampin' Up! Business going. I know I have personally done that many times in my career where I ask people to help me out, and most people are willing to help you out, especially when you say, could you help me, versus I was wondering if you'd host a workshop. When you say, could you help me, most people are willing to help a friend out. I know I personally have also helped people out with Temperate Chef parties and whatnot. So that's always a good way to do it. So good for you, Jerry. Make sure on YouTube videos, it is quality over quantity. So doing one video and make sure you're sharing it everywhere is much more important than doing 2 or 3 videos in a week. You know what I mean? So
Yes, I do one a week.
good for you. All right.
Also, Dina,
Yep.
did you notice that the paper pumpkins are have no longer sales right now?
Yes. I do know that. That was posted last week on the website, and that is just for the December kit. Is that right, Kelly and Barb?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've
So
gone out of the December kit.
this is actually the first time that's ever happened. So they said that the subscriptions are way up, and I'm sure that there is a several month lead time on that where you have to, order. They have to order how many they need, well in advance of when you actually are physically ordering your kits. So I think that's a temporary thing just for this month, and then they'll be back for January.
So then our new demonstrators can't get it right now. Anybody that places an order cannot order a paper pumpkin, right?
Nope.
Correct. Unless you're already a
The
subscriber.
December kit. Right. If you're already a subscriber, you're going to get the December kit. If you're a brand new subscriber, or if you purchased a prepaid and you're trying to input your prepaid code, you cannot do that until after December 10th. December 11th is when people can start subscribing again. They will get the January kit though.
Okay.
Yep. So
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just another couple weeks. This has never happened before. So
I know. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but it's a good thing because that means that paper pumpkin is just going off the charts, which is good for all of us.
yep. All right, Jerry, thank you. Next up, I've got Vivian. I like seeing all the little cats in the window or the picture. Uh-oh, I can't hear you, Vivian. Ooh.
If you hover over your picture, you're going to see 3 little blue dots in the top right corner on your frame. If you click on that, you should be able, if you're muted, you should be able to turn yourself off muted.
She
Can you
wasn't.
hear me now?
There you are.
Okay. So, what have I done? I have basically been doing nothing. I've worked on my Christmas cards. I've been cleaning up my space again. I got a whole bunch of paper ordered and got that in and put away. Yeah. Not
Now,
anything.
Vivian, I seem to remember a little conversation we had. How are you coming
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah, it's can you see this right here? No,
So-
because
Vivian's husband installed this thing in her studio so that she could film videos. So I challenged her to film a video, and I think it's wonderful. Oh, look at, she's got the spotlight. I think it's wonderful you have that, and I think it's wonderful you have ordered and put away your paper. But Miss Vivian,
that's not getting me any customers.
we got to
I know.
make a video.
I know. I should have done a video on putting the paper away.
You should. You still can.
Yeah.
Just take it out and
Actually,
put it away again.
people love seeing organizational tips and how you store your stuff. They love
They
it.
do. They do. I get huge viewership on any of my videos where I'm talking about storage solutions. They love it.
Yeah, that's an idea for me. So, yeah, I can't say I will do it this week because we have, as I told you, Dina, with the new place, you know, we're making trips up there, and that's an excuse, but yeah, I can't do it.
I want you to, now you don't have to post a video, but I want you to make one. I want you to record something and just see how it goes. If you don't have to post it if you don't like it, but it's kind of like a Band-Aid. Rip that sucker off and just go for it.
That's true.
I really want you to give it a try because, first of all, I think you will find it's not quite as scary as it might seem. And second of all, you will get a feel for how it goes. So then from there, you can change things, you can add, you can subtract. You'll at least have kind of a baseline for how it works. And I promise you, the second video is way less scary than the first one.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Steve.
Hi. How are you?
We're good.
How are you?
Good. What a good-looking bunch. Have a good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Steve.
Bye.
Steve, you're leaving.
He left.
All right. So, Vivian, I want to know whether or not you recorded something by next week, okay?
Okay.
You can do it. You can.
I can do
We
it.
will cheer you on. We will. And believe me, there's always an excuse. Oh my gosh. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
come up with any excuse. I know you can do it though, Vivian.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
do it.
All
Hey,
right.
Vivian, can I give you one tip?
Yeah.
When I'm creating cards, I will automatically cut another set of everything, put it in a cello bag, and all my little sets are sitting right over here, ready for me to make videos.
Ah.
That's a really easy way so that you can just sit down, you already have your stuff out, you've got your stuff cut, make your video.
That's a
Easy.
good tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vivian, here's one more thing. If you don't make a video, I want you to show us a card that you're willing to make a video on next week.
Okay.
Okay, we're baby steps, but I'm telling you, Vivian, you will get extra credit if you actually made that video.
Okay.
All right, good for you. I can't wait till next week. All right, Denise, you are next.
Okay, I promoted the online extravaganza. I did 3 blogs about each day. I had a stamp club last week. I think it did pretty well. I think my sales were pretty good, a little bit higher, probably just because of the Christmas holiday. I talked a lot about the new catalog. I had some of the new products that I'd gotten in the purchase premiere there. I also have a person in the group who's on the borderline about becoming a demo, so I really talked to her a lot about the getting the new bag. I had the new bag with me, and I showed her that, and then the new demo incentives. So I'm hoping that that she'll join. She seems pretty close to the jumping over the ledge there. I had a friend over today to stamp, and she ended up buying the barn door that set with the framelits and everything, because that's what she used. She wanted to make Christmas cards, so she did that. So so she seems to be the casual stamper that they talked about, that kind of stamps for a purpose. I finalized my mailing selector. So I think those are all things I've done this past week. My son has moved out, so I'm moving all my stamping stuff out of my bedroom. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, my bed's behind me. I'm in my corner of my bedroom, so I'm going to be making his room into my new room. We ordered a rug for it, and once the new rug's in there, I'm moving all my furniture and everything into my new stamping room. So I am working on, I use WordPress for my blog, and I'm not that familiar. I'm trying to familiarize and get better with that so I can make it look prettier, make it look nicer. So I'm working on that. I also need to utilize the virtual swap that I'm in more, so that I use those cards that are in there, use the project sheets that are in there more. So I need to download a lot of the stuff that's on there and get it on my computer so that I can utilize that more. And I also I have a card that I really like that I just made, and I'm going to practice making a video on the card.
Yay! Good job! That's so exciting, Denise. Good for you. I am excited about, okay, you said lots of exciting things. Moving into a new stamp room. Oh, that is very exciting. So good for you. Got rid of a kid, and now you got a room for yourself. I love it. My kids are still too young. I can't wait.
Yeah, he's a little bit sad. There's no more bed in there, so he can't come and crash here. And I'm like, you got your own place now. Crash there.
That's one way to do it.
Good for you. And good luck with your blog. I'm not familiar with WordPress. I don't think any of us are, actually. So
I am.
Oh, are you?
My job, we used WordPress. I had to maintain a WordPress blog.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Okay, you can talk to Kelly.
Talk to Kelly.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your blog. You know, sometimes tweaking things a little bit here and there, kind of freshening it a little bit is good. I think that is, I think that's a fun thing to do. I've redesigned my blog a couple times, and it's a good excuse to kind of get people excited and visit it again. So that's good. And I definitely would encourage you to use those swap sheets, the virtual swap sheets. They're really good, and they're a good reason to connect with your customers too. So send an email and just say, I thought you might like this card. You know, maybe here's some inspiration for planning your holiday cards, you know, whatever. Like, get the holiday ones out first, because, you know, that's kind of more of a time limit on them as far as how useful they are. And then maybe set a schedule to send them out once a month or something, or post something once a month or once a week on your blog, whatever you're comfortable with. And Kelly has something.
So, Denise, I use a project sheet. I was doing it every single Monday, and I just called it Project Sheet Monday. And I would pull a project sheet, and I'm in a couple different virtual groups.
Mm-hmm.
But I just post it on my blog, and I just take the pictures. I put a watermark on them. I put them on my blog. I copy and paste the whole project sheet, and I kind of put it in between the pictures, and then I put a downloadable file on there. And so I advertise it as a free download, so people can click on it, print it out, or save it to their computer, or whatever they want. My customers really seem to like it. And have you guys seen the November cards on that virtual swap group? They're like amazing. They are so good. If any of you want to get into that virtual swapping, it is just such an easy way to be able to share so many different ideas and beautiful cards by only contributing one a month. So let us know if you want to get in there. We'll put you in that group. But the November cards are just off the chart. They're gorgeous. They're amazing. So there you go.
Thank you.
All right, good job, Denise. Okay, Carrie. Oh, Carrie. Your hand. Oh, I just muted you. There you go. It looks like your hand is raised. I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
He was trying to ask Kelly a question.
Go ahead.
What do I have to put it down?
I don't know.
What did you say?
This is a new feature. I didn't know about it.
I have to lower it, apparently.
Sorry.
So I promoted the online extravaganza sales. I probably didn't do as well as I could have. Like Kelly said, do it 3 times, kind of 3 different ways, 3 different times. I heard something about, I think Barb said it about, oh, the tape runners are on sale. Like just pull out things that are on sale and just throw them out there. Because not everybody looks at the whole list probably, or they do when they miss things. I am attempting to do an open house this weekend, Friday 5 to 8, Saturday 10 to 5. I've only had a few people that I know that are interested in it, or that I know that are coming. So I'd be surprised if I have more than 3 or 4 people come.
Which is better than no people.
I know, but they know they're not new. So I guess, I don't know, I should just.
So Carrie, how are you letting them know you're having this open house?
I created an event on Facebook on my business page.
Okay. Anything else?
I thought about email and I thought about printing out flyers, but it never happened.
Email is easy and quick. You can.
Yeah, I would email for sure.
You can still do an email.
A lot of people are last minute Lucy's anyway, so they might not even have their schedule for what they're doing Friday, and then, you know, there's your email and they're like, oh, well, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to go to Carrie's place. You just never know. It's not going to hurt. And like Kelly said, emails are just so easy to, you know, just copy and paste whatever you put on Facebook and throw it in an email to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
When did you start
tell people to bring a friend?
I think I started advertising 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
And I've been really watching it, and I've been trying to post things that I may potentially have there just to gain interest.
Sure. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Perfect.
Yeah. I did create a little like a door prize thingy.
Ooh, cute.
Box.
Yeah.
And then when you slide it open, the little guy springs out.
Oh, cute.
Oh, how fun is that?
I forgot who posted it, so I can't give them credit.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
That's overrated.
Yeah. I created a few of them, and whoever comes will get one.
Good.
Perfect.
So I'm giving them something just for coming.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to try to have a make and take, which I think I'm just going to use the tags, the set.
Yep, just something super simple is perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Good for you. So Carrie, I would encourage you to maybe private message on Facebook some people that might be interested who you haven't heard from, okay. and or text them. Just a reminder, I've got my open house tonight and tomorrow. And like Barb said, there's a lot of last minute Lucy's?
Last minute Lucy's.
Not losers.
Last losers. Lucy's.
Lucy, not loser. But I think it's really important in our crazy busy lives. I know I have often forgotten things that I actually wanted to go to, and had I gotten that reminder email or text even the day of, you still can get people. It's not too late. So don't let that go. Okay. You've planned it. You've got your date set. You're going to do it. So get as much out of it as you can.
Okay. I also have plans to do another open house for the occasion's celebration.
Yay!
And I think, Barb, you had mentioned the idea of doing it after you get all your swaps. I didn't think about that. So
I just did.
I'm going to plan sometime after I get them all.
But I mean, sometimes if you already have it planned, you can get into some swaps that maybe they'll have an earlier due date. Not all swaps have a later due date. I'm in some swaps where the due date is like December 12th. So I'll definitely have, some things. And then I've got one that's like the 28th of December. And then I think I've got one that's like January 4th. So, yeah. So I will have some. And of course, you can make some stuff yourself too with your product purchase premier stuff. So you wouldn't necessarily have to have a swap. Just go on Pinterest and copy stuff. Customers that come to your house and see stuff,
They don't care.
they don't know. And they don't care if you've copied it. They even if they saw it online, seeing it in real life is so much better.
Mhm.
So just go on Pinterest, find the stamp set that you have, and just copy a few things.
Do you think it's better off to do the open house after the catalog launches or just before?
Well, just before is going to be like in between Christmas and New Year's, and I don't know how successful something is going to be during that time because people are still Christmassy-ing with family and stuff. Kelly.
Carrie, one thing that just popped into my head is sometimes that week between Christmas and New Year's is kind of a lull week for people. They're done with Christmas. They're relieved. They don't have a lot going on. You might want to try doing a bingo, a Stampin' Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
Might be a really good thing to do during that week of lull.
Okay.
That just popped in my head. And of course, then you can do a Stampin' Bingo, which will get you, I know I charge $25 and that'll get you an order in, so on and so forth. You can also do we do a couple cards with bingo. You can do that with new product and show the new product, have it on display, the product that you have for the upcoming catalogs that are going to go live in just a few days.
Yeah, I went to one of Kathy's bingos and that was cool.
Yep. It's very fun.
Yeah.
You have to make, but please, 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 you must make people pay you in advance.
Okay.
Do not, under any circumstances, let people register without payment because you do not want to be stuck with $25 a person. And you need to know in advance that you're getting $25 a person for 10 people. That's $250. You're going to order whatever it is, $220 in prizes, okay? You must get prepayment.
And that prepayment is really important. And then the other thing, Carrie, is for your next open house, as far as dates scheduling, I love doing it when they will be able to order. If you schedule it before they can order, then that gives them an out on getting back to you. You want to make sure that they can order that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we thought about that as I was talking, and I was like, oh, I just answered my own question.
So good for you.
You can also take orders and tell them that, I'm taking orders tonight, but I won't be putting them in until this date. And people using credit cards.
You don't have to pay me till then, yeah.
No, you have to pay now. But people using credit cards.
No, for the order.
They won't be charged until this date.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes, Carrie. Good luck. I hope it is a success for you. But definitely follow up with those private messages, emails, or texts. I think all of that stuff will help.
Okay.
All right. Good for you. Next, we have here we go. Next, we have Tara. You're on. I unmuted her. Can you hear us? I can't hear you. Okay, Tara, go to.
You might have to go to those three little dots.
Click on your three little dots. I unmuted you, but it doesn't seem to be working.
You're muted on your end, Tara.
Can you click?
hear us?
Tara, do you hear us?
Yeah, I hear y'all.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yay!
so y'all can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, so the past week, I haven't really been doing a lot because I was in Chicago, spending time with James's side of the family. So yeah, but I did get the opportunity to kind of like relook at what I'm doing. So let's see here. I had to write some things down as everybody was talking. But let's see here. I went over my website and kind of restructured some things over there. I do have a WordPress.com. I don't know. They did something weird with the way you edit your documents. So I'm having to learn the process all over again, which kind of sucks. But with that, I updated my classes page and I added a stamp club because I wanted to start a stamp club in January, a virtual stamp club. Maybe I can get some sales from that by advertising it with my Facebook Live because I'm getting a lot more viewers and stuff now on my Facebook Live. I have one customer. Her name's Rhonda Joe. She might be joining us soon, hopefully. But she's been ordering a lot of stuff. So, and I have another person who I met at a craft fair who was looking for a demonstrator. So I'm thinking that maybe I should start creating a loyalty program with how much they're spending. So that's
okay.
Something that I looked into.
Hold on there for a second. They're spending a lot of money, so you want to create a loyalty program. They're already loyal. You don't need to create a loyalty program for people who are already happily ordering from you.
Okay,
a loyalty program is to get new people coming to you to give them a reason to shop with you. So I don't think you need a loyalty program. Send them a thank you card for their orders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that'll keep them loyal. You don't need to do something more for people who are already happily ordering from you.
Okay.
You're good. You can cross that off your list.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I've been kind of like bouncing around with adding.
I just say, Tara, that I do not have, nor have I ever had a loyalty program.
Okay.
And I am not hurting for orders at all.
Okay.
It's not something that I have ever wanted to deal with, to keep track of, to give away my profit that I work so hard for.
Okay. That makes sense.
And you know what? I do have a loyalty program that I started, and I thought I needed it to get customers to order from me. And here's the cold hard truth is a very small percentage of my customers actually use it. So I don't say, oh, your punch card's full. They have to keep track of it. But very few of those people actually redeem it through me. And so I don't think it's that big of a draw. I think what's more a draw is having a Facebook group for them where you will post exclusive content, such as the virtual swap sheet.
Exactly.
That's another good place to post those, is in a Facebook group that you can only be a part of when you are a customer.
Okay.
And likewise, we have stuff for our teams that only our team members, each of our team pages, all that stuff is only for our team. You can only be on there if you're part of our team. So again, that's another loyalty or exclusive thing that you can offer people that doesn't really cost you anything.
Okay.
And so I think that's a better way to use your resources at this point.
Okay, cool.
But good for you.
Some other things that I've been working on since I got back was I have my first home party with strangers Friday.
Awesome.
So I'm excited about that. The girl just got back with me. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, and told me she invited 12, but 5 RSVP or confirmed. So I'm waiting to just to see if there's any more that are going to show up. I do have the projects for that, so I was working on that today. There's 9. I found out there were 9 girls for the holiday party in December with the kids, the 5 to 17-year-olds. So that one's I've already designed everything for that, ordered everything for that. Let's see here. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I know I already do Facebook Lives and I do YouTube videos, but I've never done a YouTube video focusing on like other than a card. So I did post a on-stage like goodies / pre-order pre-haul thing, which was kind of cool. So I loaded that. Let's see here. As far as events that are coming up, I actually didn't really have anything written on my calendar for December. But
Wait,
I did.
You just said you had a December thing. I thought
that was just the Christmas party. I didn't realize that I didn't schedule. I realized that I didn't schedule like a card class or anything, so I went ahead and did that today because there's still time. The card class that I was going to do with the Timeless Tidings, I did a follow-up email with the ladies who were interested, trying to get a date to see when would be good in December before Christmas. So I'm looking to hear back from them. A lot of them were telling me there's some dates that weren't working. So I finally picked a date. So now I'm waiting to hear back if that'll be a good date. It's going to be on a Friday night, but that'll be all right. I also was able today to actually create like my little graphic and my event information because I'm going to do a virtual bingo again for the upcoming occasions celebration catalog. And then I'm going to try a local one as well. So
the bingos are really fun. People really enjoy them.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have a big following for this year. But since I have more viewers now, I was thinking about like doing it again just to see how many takers I could get this time around virtually. But I also wanted to try one locally since I have like a couple of people who are interested. So I'll push that out there. Let's see here, what else? And I advertise. I do a lot of the stuff that you guys were mentioning earlier. I actually already do. So like I do I've advertised on my website, Meetup, Nextdoor, was a Facebook events. I just started getting into Eventbrite. And then on Facebook, I actually boost my certain events that I do, like my Ladies Craft Night Out, where I want strangers coming. That's what I boost. And I've been getting a few hits from that.
Good.
I forgot that I had a craft fair this weekend. So I'm prepping for that too. But I'm gonna use some of the stuff that I didn't sell from my last couple of craft fairs. They'll be all right. Because the focus is for contacts, not really to sell stuff.
And what are you gonna do when you get those contacts?
Follow up. Gotta follow up. And yeah, I think that's basically it. That's all.
What are you gonna do about catalogs?
Oh, so here's the crazy part. So today I had to reach out. Good thing that I met a demo from here. I had to reach out today because when I got back, I didn't realize I didn't have any. I only have one more annual catalog left. So she gave me. I know.
It happens.
Catalog, and I'm doing my party on Friday. So I don't know if y'all probably heard of her, maybe not. Tanya. She's like 45 minutes away, and I just so lucked out that she was coming on this side of the water. So she gave me 4 additional ones. So I was like, thank you so much. But I did place an order for my catalogs, but I didn't realize that apparently you can't expedite catalogs. Nope. So
they're heavy.
Lesson learned. So I have 2 boxes of catalogs coming, but
you can expedite holiday or like mini catalogs, but not full size ones.
Yeah. Okay. I have enough full holiday. I only have one more.
And you know what? A holiday catalog is better than nothing, so that's okay.
So for the melon, I was going to, because I missed the melon selector for the last launch, the last catalog launch. So I'm make sure I'm on it this time around, because I do have a couple of customers who actually bought stuff this time around. So need to make sure I get catalogs in their hands as well.
Friday night, it's almost time. All right, good job. I can't wait to hear how it all goes. Good for you. All right, Deb, that brings us to you.
Yep.
All right, there you are.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to combine last week and this week because, I don't know, it's all a blur right now.
I understand.
Last week was really busy for me. I had to get my car inspected on Monday, and I took my planner with me, first of all, so I did 3 weeks worth of my planner, including doing a schedule for this. I also emailed Stampin' Up! While I was there to try and get my team name approved so that I could set up my group names on Facebook. Which I got it approved.
And what is it?
My team name is Stamping at the Cottage with Deb Hauk.
Awesome.
That's for my team. And then my group is the same as my YouTube channel because I wanted the recognition, which is Deb Hauk's Crafty Cottage. So,
awesome.
And they're both set up, and I have been posting in both of them. You know, just for my team. I'm kind of in an awkward place because I'm still trying to just get started. Plus now I have 4 people under me, but one's probably going to be dropping out at the end of the year, unfortunately. But anyway, you know, the other 3 seem pretty excited, so I'm trying to get them going. And I came up with an idea because on YouTube, I get in these things called hops, which are a group of us, like maybe 20 people, join up and we present something different each week for 6 weeks or once a month or whatever. Sometimes they're called collaborations. So my team and I only are going to be doing a once a month card hop on YouTube, starting in January on the 20th of each month. And I've already developed a schedule for that, which, you know, like a different theme. So like January is going to be, I forget, I don't have it in front of me, but like birthday or winter. And February is Valentine's or I forget what the other one. I gave like 2 options they could do. So each of my team members is going to be doing a YouTube video because all of them are on YouTube except one, and she's agreed to get on YouTube and start making videos. So we're going to have a video hop just strictly for Stampin' Up! Products, making cards or something, paper craft.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea because when I do hops for other things, I get lots of views, and I mean not like not the caliber that you guys do, but we're getting there.
Deb, we started out someplace too. So how are you going to advertise your hop?
Probably a week or 2 before we start it, I'll do a video and I'll have a, I call it title screen. So we'll all use the same title screen to put up, and we can each do an intro video and say, it was called like save the date to see this hop.
Oh.
Okay. So that's what we'll do. I'm in one now, it's for vintage stuff, and vintage is like way out of my bailiwick, but I'm doing it, and I'm getting like, I normally get maybe 50 views per video, and I'm getting 200 views per video on those. So I thought it would be a good deal to do that. Yeah, I'm hopeful that it helps not only me, but them also, because they're kind of, some of them are struggling. So
you're just advertising it on YouTube? Are you also gonna put an advertisement on
Facebook and probably Instagram? Yeah.
Good idea.
I don't have a blog yet. I'm torn with setting one of those up. I think right now for me, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram are about as much as I can handle.
That's
right
okay.
now. So anyway, so I did that. I also, the week before that, I sold a catalog at a craft fair I did for my jewelry business. And I have to follow up on that. And I also gave a holiday catalog to someone at the car garage, and I have her name, but I just have the main phone number, so I'm going to have to call her and follow up also to see if I can get an order for that. I did my paper pumpkin kit and did a video on that with alternates last week, and those usually get a lot of views too. Probably other demonstrators a lot, but oh well.
That's
okay. Let me tell you, other demonstrators, you know, while it does seem kind of annoying, they do contribute.
Okay.
When you have more hits on your Facebook page, when you have more hits on your YouTube channel, all those hits are helping you. So they are helping, even though, you know, they're not going to order.
Right.
But if you ever start doing any online classes, Dina will be the first one to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Other demonstrators are probably our biggest customers.
Okay.
So they do spend money on those.
I would like to talk about that and virtual bingos more, because I don't know where to start with those. I have done product shares. For example, when Joyous Noel sold out and I had some, I split what I had left plus some cardstock and some ribbon into 4 product shares, and I sold them out within like 2 days. So I'm doing things like that through YouTube. And let's see what else.
Good for you.
I'm in a swap for jewelry. It was kind of a weird one where we had to make jewelry out of, I also do jewelry, out of Dollar Tree products only. But I just sent that in yesterday, and I also sent it, I do altered little mini composition books, and I just watched your video, Kelly, where you did that mini legal journal or something.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So I altered some mini composition books in Stampin' Up! Share What You Love paper, and put my business card, both for my jewelry business and my Stampin' Up! Business, in there. So whoever is my swap partner, which I don't know who that is yet, plus the person running the swap will have my information. And maybe something will come out of that too, I hope. Let's see. I also do another YouTube collab. It's called Cards with Paige and Peggy. It's 2 individuals who do this on the 15th and the last day of every month. And I'm trying now to always make my cards with Stampin' Up! Product. So I'm advertising it that way. And I usually try and put a list of all the products I use below the YouTube video if anybody's interested in getting anything. And let's see. I had a thought as I was just watching you guys, listening, and I don't have my own church group, but my cousin lives not far away, and my neighbor 2 doors down, who I think is a crafty person, does, and I think I'm going to ask them maybe in January, not this month, because this month's crazy, personally busy, but if I could maybe do a stamp class at their churches or something. I like the idea of going to the library as well, and the bingos. I really want to learn more about the bingos, both in person and virtual. And
Okay.
I guess that's it. I don't know.
All right, well, good. It sounds like you've got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
One question for you. When you, on your YouTube, do you know, well, first of all, there is a service called thesearemystamps.com, and it's $3 a month.
Okay.
And what that does is you can type in all the different products you're using. So like you can just start typing Whisper White, and then it'll list all the Whisper White things we have.
Okay.
Click on the cardstock.
Oh.
But what that does is it creates the code so that you can, when you get a blog eventually, you can use it on your blog, but on YouTube, it will give you bit.ly links to every single product you feature in that video.
Okay.
And so instead of just listing them in case they're interested, you can link them to your online store, and you can say in your video, click on these, if you're interested in any of my products, there's a link to my online store in the description of this video.
I do tell them that, but it's just my store. It's not a link for each item. So that's a good thing to know. Yeah.
Yes. And it is huge I use it all the time. So Deb, just go to one of my YouTube videos and read what I put in my YouTube descriptions.
Okay.
And I think that might help take some of these things that you're doing and turn your viewers into customers.
Okay. Yep. I have one other thing. I did really push the online extravaganza, both on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And I got one order today.
Good for you.
I got a complaint, but this is a repeat customer. I actually have 3 repeat customers just about every month. So
awesome.
They're not spending tons, but you know, this one was a nice order. But the complaint I got there was, I wish they would combine the shipping if you place orders on each of the 3 2-day periods, because the shipping can be outrageous when you're doing 3 different orders.
That was a universal issue with this sale. I don't think the sale was really well thought out, and I'm glad, that's why we're glad it's over, because there were just a lot of issues with it. So hopefully next time will be better.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I want you, Deb, I want you to tell Stampin' Up! That feedback.
I did.
I want you to email them so they know. The more people they hear that information from, the more likely they are going to realize that this was a little bit of a pain. And, you know, potentially we lost sales because people didn't want to pay shipping 3 times.
Right. Okay.
And they need to know that.
I actually did put a suggestion in the comment box or whatever it's called on the
sandbox.
Yeah, sandbox on the demonstrator page.
Awesome. Good for you. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
I think any of you guys who had feedback from anybody, share with Stampin' Up! What that feedback was. They need to hear it from as many people as possible so that in the future, and they really do listen to that feedback. I sometimes often wish they would listen to everything I say and act on it immediately, but it does take time. But the more they hear it, the more likely they are going to really take a look at it. So
I have one. Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
I do the host code every month now too, and it seems to be popular. Last month I gave away the rewards. I do like a spinning wheel with all the customers who ordered against it or on their own. This month I have 2 Stampin' Blends and a stamp pad to give away, but beyond that, I like to send something to all my customers. Do you tier that? Like, because to me there's a difference between somebody that orders $20 versus $150.
There sure is.
Yeah. So you just send like 1 card out to the, you know, any customer, and 3 to, or something bigger to the other ones? I don't know.
So I think that's kind of like Tara's loyalty question. I don't think you need to do a ton of stuff for your customers, because whatever you start, Deb, you got to keep up. Because once you start doing it, they're going to expect it.
Okay.
I think a thank you card at this point is plenty. Okay. If that lady who spent $150, if you want to throw a little something in her card, like maybe something that fits in there, like a half a package of an embellishment or something, that's okay. Hello, Justice. But you do not need to give away everything, because that is really hard to keep up with.
Right.
And when your business starts blowing up, you don't want to be tied down to that.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I have never done that, and it has not hurt me at all.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm just going to do the thank you cards then.
And you know what? A thank you card is every bit as powerful, if not more so, than product.
Okay.
Yep.
A handmade thank you card is more powerful than product, in my opinion. Okay. And it's so much easier to keep up with. Right. I do send gifts, and let me tell you, it is draining. And I honestly think probably 2/3 to 3/4 of my customers wouldn't care if I never sent another gift, as long as those thank you cards kept coming.
Okay. Okay. I'll go back to that then. Thank you. I think that was it. Oh, on the host code, at the end of the month, do you just let it close itself out, or do you actually place a small order to close it if you don't have a local order?
You have to finalize it.
Okay.
I find what I often do is I look at what supplies I need for my next month's or next week's events coming up, and then I add to it, because it'll only increase the percentage I'm getting of free stuff.
Right.
So say I've got $150 in orders sitting on that host code, and I need $150. Well, I now have a $300 party to get free stuff on.
Okay.
So you can combine those for sure.
Okay.
And whenever I can plan ahead, then that also keeps me from spending extra on shipping and doing separate orders that way, which is always nice.
Okay.
The other thing you can do too is if you start getting some in-person customers, a good idea is to say, hey, I've got an order going in on Friday. If you need anything, let me know.
Right.
And I know Kelly's nodding her head. She's suggested that to people on her team, and that has worked really well. That's always a good thing to do when you've got in-person customers. It's not as effective when you've got online customers because they can just order whenever.
Right.
But
I'm having the time, but I do have another question.
That's okay.
What do you feel about the craft fair I did a couple weeks ago? Was at where my mother used to live in an over 55 community.
Uh-huh.
And they have a community center, which is where the craft fair was. So I thought, well, maybe I could do a class there, but I guess it would just be that community. And then my mother's in a senior living, and they bring in outside people, but that one I'm not too sure I want to get into.
Deb,
Yeah.
I have done classes at those community centers for those little,
Over
people that
55
live in-
people.
Yeah. And you can bring outside people into those.
Okay.
They don't seem to care at all. You can usually get the facility for free, and it's usually a very nice with the big tables and lots of
It's a nice facility. It's a big room, and they have the tables and chairs and all that there. So, and I don't.
Take advantage of that.
Okay.
That's an amazing opportunity.
I'm gonna call them, if not this week, next week, because they're changing who's in charge of running that kind of stuff. So I have to find the letter they sent me with a new name on it, but I'll call and check in.
And then remember too that those people that live in those communities, the 55 and older, whatever, they usually are set up pretty good financially, so they have excess income to spend, and you can make sure that whatever kind of classes you're doing, it is free with an order.
Okay.
You want sales, okay? You don't want $10 a person. You want sales. So free with an order,
Okay.
and you will make customers there because first of all, they have time, and
Right.
second, they usually have money.
Okay. Good. Thank
Kathy
you.
and I just talked about that today.
Okay. Thanks. Good. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm done
and
now.
on any place like that, the worst they can ever say is no. So it never hurts to ask.
Right.
Um,
Right. And the library is another option too, because the library is actually closer to me, so I'll check into that too.
Awesome.
I would hit that 55 community over before a library any day.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Will do. Thank you.
Those people are dying for something to do.
Exactly. And they have money.
Other than bridge or whatever they play, I don't know.
Awesome. Good for you, Deb. Good luck with all of that. Hey, Darla, I see you're on here, but I don't see your sweet face. Do you want to talk to us tonight? By the way, you're muted, so if you want to talk to us, you have to unmute. Are you there?
Darla!
Calling Darla. I'm thinking she might not be watching. All right, guys. I see a few of you have asked about the bingo, and I think
I just uploaded a couple things to the group.
Oh,
Dina?
Fabulous.
Perhaps could we have Tara talk about virtual bingo next week, and maybe Kathy Miller talk about in-person bingo, because she's done several of them recently. Maybe that would be a good training.
That sounds like a really wonderful idea.
Kathy, are you up for that?
Tara, will you nod and say, yes, I will be happy to share about bingo next week? Yes.
I would like to hear about virtual bingo.
I would too.
Everybody wants to hear about both bingos. So
Yep.
yeah, I would be very interested in that.
And I know Rhonda did a training on bingo, so I will look that up and see what I can find. And I think bingo is a great idea to do. And I like the idea of virtual too. So
I know that I only did bingo once, and we had a lot of fun. I didn't not repeat it because it wasn't successful. We did have a lot of fun. And it's a guaranteed order, okay? Because you're ordering all the door prizes. It was just really, really fun. And Kathy does some fantastic bingos. She's had very good success and good attendance at hers.
Ooh, yay, I'm excited. I can't wait. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you all for sharing. You guys did a wonderful job. I know we a little bit put you on the spot. We'll be posting a new week's training tomorrow. And please share your on the call to action. Even if you're having trouble, let us know what's going on. The more you share on that group, the more people learn from your struggles and can help you, and the more we can answer questions for you in between these calls. So please use that. We're happy to help you, and we want to hear what's going on with you, okay? Well, thank you guys so much. Sherry, I see your question. Free class with an order. Do you get the order before they do the class? No. So how that works is they come to the class, and the price of the class is, I'll just say $10 or free with a $25 purchase. So those are their two options for paying that night. If they pay $10, then they're done. If they order $25 from you that night, then they're done. Nothing ahead of time. You want to do it at that class unless they're paying for the class that ahead of time. That's the only thing. And then if they pay ahead of time, then you can deduct that from their order that night if you want. And Kelly has something to say about that.
Yeah, so here's something that I found very successful. You want to keep the cost for the class, if they pay you in cash, or the order pretty close together. So like I do a card buffet once a month. My card buffet is $18 or free with a $25 order. There's only that small area between the two. So of course, it's a no-brainer to place an order instead of giving me $18. And you really do want those orders. And I know it sounds crazy, like you can go home with $18 in your pocket, or you can get a $25 order where you earn 20%. That just doesn't make sense. But trust me in that the math is there. It does make sense. You do make more money getting the order because you get flex points. You get promotions that push you up in the percentage that you're earning. The more that we sell in a month is the higher percentage that we get in our overrides. So the math makes sense. It took me a long time to realize that. It's always better to have an order than it is to have $18 or $15, but you want to keep that price point close so it's a no-brainer for your customers to place that order instead of giving you cash.
And also, I use the term minimum purchase in my in my verbiage, because they will spend more than $25 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So and that is true no matter what you're doing. If you have a club going on, or if you're doing a free class with your purchase, they tend to spend more than the minimum amount. Mm-hmm. But the focus is getting them to order and getting them in the habit of ordering. And there's always going to be people who will pay you who don't want anything, and that's fine. That covers your cost of the supplies. But the rest is going to be orders. And then, of course, you are the hostess on those orders.
Yes.
So you get to add them all up and get free stuff. And then the other thing I would add to that is use that host code. Instead of giving away those things, give away cards that you've made. Use that host code to replenish your cardstock supply so that when you do the class next month, you've got all the paper you need,
for free.
To prep for free. You don't have to give away that host code stuff to people. Use it to lessen your cost of doing business. All right. Deb, we will talk about what a card buffet is for everybody as well. We'll, I'm sure we've got something on that somewhere, so we'll get that information out as well. It's just a class where they pick the cards they make, but great talking to everybody tonight, and we will see you next week. Okay, guys?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.